Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Yura and we are back in Duel Links for some more Rush Duel. I know it's been a bit since I last uploaded. I forgot the password to my channel. Don't worry, we're good. I've been streaming over on Twitch a lot. It's kind of eating up a lot of my time and I keep forgetting to hit the record button to just like go through a deck profile and yap about it. But with the upcoming Go Hot Rush Fest, which is probably already started by the time this video goes up, I have really been diving back into the format, and what better time to do so than with the release of a brand new box. So the Neos box came out recently. It's got I don't remember how to pronounce her name. It's got new ZackPyO cards. It's got the new Gradius stuff, which is literally brand new in actual Rush Duel in the OCG, and it's got the Neos cards. Now, I think the power level of these decks kind of varies really wildly, and for a couple of different reasons. I think the Aqua deck is interesting, but maybe not quite where it needs to be. It can definitely hit King of Games, that's for sure. I think all the decks in the new box can potentially hit King of Games, but it's missing a little bit of that extra spice. So like, at least to me, the thing about the ZackPyO deck is that I personally just don't find it all that interesting. It's got a cool legend card in Abyss Soldier, but other than that, nah. The Gradius stuff, I adore. It's super, super fun. The problem with that deck is its skill is functionally nothing. It functionally does not exist, which is really strange because I feel like every deck that has come to Duel Links has been made significantly better by giving them a really powerful skill, and the Gradius one just gives them their big contact fusion, and that's literally all it does. That is it. That's all you get. No consistency pieces, no additional power boosts. That's it. Which leaves Neos, the deck you see on your screen, to kind of fit into the role of this is the really good deck in the box. And it's still got its weaknesses. This deck is really heavily interrupted by things like Shiny Shady, and honestly so is Gradius, but Gradius doesn't have a skill to help fix that. Whereas Neos has Neos Contact Draw, which is an archive skill that reads, can be activated from turn 2 onward if all the monsters in your constructed deck are light attribute warrior type monsters worth 1300 or more attack. And for the effect, you can send up to 2 cards, Elemental Hero Neos and or Neospatian Aqua Dolphin or Neospatian Flare Scarab from your hand to the graveyard, then draw that many cards. It's very similar to the Light Galaxy Fusion skill and the Dark Galaxy Fusion skill. And you also have a bonus effect of if you have Elemental Hero Neos in your graveyard, you can also add a Hero Descent from your graveyard to your hand once per duel. And the skill is, as I just said, very reminiscent of some other really powerful fusion skills, and it is still really, really solid. While it is not nearly, I think, as strong as like the Dark Galaxy Fusion skill or the Light Galaxy Fusion skill were on their initial release, it is still really, really good, and part of that is because you do not have to worry about finding your fusion spell. For those that are unaware, Neos in the TCG is a contact fusion strategy, which means you do not use polymerization or any fusion spell to actually make these cards. Instead, you just pick them up off your field, windmill slam them back into your deck, and then pop out a Neos fusion onto your board. The problem in the TCG, however, is the Neos fusions, for some god knows why reason, all shuffled themselves back into the extra deck during the end phase. I do not know what compelled Konami to do this, considering the fact that they released the Gladiator Beasts like right after that, but that problem does not exist in Rush Duel. Thank God for that. And in the spirit of things, because they couldn't just port over the TCG monsters because they have weird ass restrictions and they're also just not very good. They are printed like before they knew what they wanted these cards to do, like functionality wise. They're just kind of like this box of weird, bad utility cards. So instead, we've got their retrains. First up, we have Heat Neos, which is a contact fusion of Neos and Flare Scarab, and you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard to have this card gain attack equal to the number of cards on field times 200 until the end of this turn. And then we have Pulse Neos. This is the contact fusion between Aqua Dolphin and Neos, and for no requirement, you can pop a face-up level 9 or lower monster on your opponent's field. You'll notice with that level 9 or lower restriction, this deck actually has a decent issue getting over maximum monsters, which thankfully for us are not super prevalent in this current meta, because the things that are running the top of the ladder are like Join Tech and Metarion, all of which use level 9 or lower monsters, except for Metarion, which can make level 10 fusions, if I remember correctly. That said, these 2 fusion monsters on their own are definitely worth building around, and even though we're missing Sky Neos, the Air Hummingbird fusion, I think this deck is definitely at least in contention for some slot in the top of the meta. As for the main deck cards, the pieces that actually make this entire engine function, we've got Fake Neos, which is probably the best monster in the entire deck. Fake Neos is a mill 2 off the top of your deck in order to turn this card into Neos for this turn, and you can only attack with warrior monsters the turn you activate this. This means you can't attack with exactly Flare Scarab, which that doesn't matter. That literally doesn't matter at all. But Fake Neos lets you get around the need to put a level 7 body on board, which helps a lot in a majority of these plays. Aqua Dolphin is pretty unchanged from the TCG, if I remember correctly. You can send a card from your hand to the graveyard in order to look at your opponent's hand. Then you can send a monster with attack equal or less than the face-up monster with the highest attack on your field from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. And if you send a monster to the graveyard this way, you can burn your opponent for 500. Flare Scarab is also, I'm pretty sure, unchanged. It just has a continuous effect to gain 400 attack for each spell and trap card your opponent controls. Neos is our big 7-star guy with slightly lower stats than Galactica Oblivion, and we're just playing the Sparkman as fuel for Elemental Circulation, which is a fantastic card if you're familiar at all with the hero archetype in general. I'm currently opting to play 3 Secret Order because this deck does have a lot of problems with Shiny Shady. And while this doesn't necessarily fix the problem, it does still help you to like extend past a potentially otherwise turn-ending Shiny Shady. We're on Warrior Returning Alive as our legend spell for that exact reason. This gets us a Neos back into our hand where we would otherwise just kind of lose out on it. And because we're not playing Pot of Greed, it means we get to play Compulse in our Legend Trap slot, which is a significantly better slot than I think Trap Hole is in this current moment. A Legend Trap is kind of in a weird spot right now. I feel like while Compulse is my current pick for this, Trap Hole is still great. Like it still deals with a lot of the top contenders in the meta. Specifically is good into like Join Tech. It hits the big Metarion guys, which is really solid. The problem I am having with Trap Hole is not that it is bad into the things that are currently like the top of the meta, but it is bad into the new decks, which I think people are just on a lot of. Like it doesn't do really anything into Neos because nobody's tribute summoning their guys. And while it's good in the Diane Keto deck, I have barely even seen that on ladder, and it's not great into Gradius. So this is more just like a ladder call than it is like an actual meta call. And you can change around these legend slots to fit your playstyle or to fit what you feel will help you better on the ladder, or if you're going to apply to tournaments for that environment instead. We're also on Hero Descent, which is also kind of just Secret Order. It gets us any 2 monsters whose total levels equal 7 or lower among the monsters in your graveyard that are Neurospatian Aqua Dolphin, Neurospatian Flare Scarab, or Warrior type normal monsters to your field at face-up defense position, and then you can only attack with warriors. This lets us just get a Neos to the field, or we can get tribute material for a Neos in hand to the field by summoning like Sparkman and Aqua Dolphin. This is also a really solid way of setting up multiple contact fusions in the same turn, because if you reborn like Aqua Dolphin and Flare Scarab, or 2 Aqua Dolphins, and you have access to 2 fake Neos, or like a Secret Order to get a Neos out of the graveyard, that is 2 contact fusions, which can be absolutely devastating for an opponent's board. We're on 3 Curse of the Rising Light because this deck loves going second and loves drawing cards. You can also see the same thing here with Elemental Circulation. This deck just turbos through its main deck like super fast, and because of that I am totally okay with playing 31 to slot in 2 copies of Avian Spell Tactics. This could be the newly added Overrush Storm, but it's a little weird. So in Gradius I've really been enjoying Overrush Storm, but in this deck not only does Overrush Storm being a limit 3 conflict with Secret Order, it also requires us to shuffle monsters back into the deck, and us being a contact fusion deck as opposed to a normal fusion deck, a lot of our monsters are going to be ending up back in the deck anyway, so there isn't a whole lot of room to be slotting in things that shuffle back, because our graveyard is likely already going to be empty on monsters that aren't exactly the fusions that we're turboing through. As for the traps, we're on a pretty standard lineup of our 1 Legend Trap and double Shiny Shady, because these are just the best trap cards in the format. I think Executee Riding is actually getting pretty decent again. Riding is just generally a really fantastic card. It's just so hard to find the space in here unless I wanted to play like, I don't know, like a 34 card deck. And I'll be honest, I don't really want to do that. This deck doesn't really struggle with consistency that much, but like if I keep adding more cards to the pile, eventually it's going to become a problem. All in all, I am super pumped to be playing this deck. It's been such a fun time on ladder. And also something that I should mention, don't be like me and forget how elemental circulation works. You have to have a level 6 or 7 warrior type fusion monster in your extra deck. I was playing Shining Flare Wingman and I forgot that I can't use circulation to reveal Shining Flare Wingman. So don't do that. You're never going to summon the Thunder Giant anyway. We have 8 extra deck slots now. By the way, that's just kind of something that Konami stealth dropped. I do really want to quick mention the other honorable mentions that I just kind of like haven't gone over yet. Mainly things like Freed the Brave Wanderer, who is the new legend monster that we got through the Ranked Duels tickets. This card is like fine in this deck. You have 8 other targets being the Sparkmans, the Neos, and the Fake Neos. The problem with Freed in this deck is that while its effect is really solid and serves as another means to out like maximum monsters or just the big Metarion fusions, it's really kind of weird to work with because a lot of our light monsters like Fake Neos and Neos are going to be ending up back in the deck anyway, unless you're just pitching them off the skill for the draws. So I think it's totally fine to try and work with it. It's not a bad card. It is probably the best legend monster that we have in this slot because it is also a warrior type. So you can get it back off the warrior returning alive for an additional use. It's just kind of weird to play with. Spells and traps, though, I think there's totally a valid reason to swap out the warrior returning alive for things like Pot of Greed, just for better draw power, or swap around the legend trap for something else like Negate Attack. I think Executee Riding is potentially really solid here. You can, in theory, play things like Polymerization because like these don't have to be contact fusion, but there isn't really a reason to do that. So I'm not really sure. This deck is far from being set in stone. I'm sure there will be better lists that come out like through tournaments and stuff like that. But this is just how I've been playing it and how I've really been enjoying it. So without further ado, let's see it in action. Oh boy, we are into Dark Galaxy. I've been seeing a bit of this on ladder recently. The Turfing still. Oh, maybe not. This might be the actual terrifying Dark Galaxy deck. This is just one of those hands where we're just going to set it all and wait for the skill to be online. So this is Dark Galaxy Fusion. I have not seen this deck since like it got nerfed. A lot of the Dark Galaxy decks that I have been seeing have been the Tearfing skill, which this could very well still be. Please don't Universal Storm my Compulse. I need that. Maybe they just have an extra deck because I don't think Tearfing locks you out of an extra deck. Uh-oh. Hit the side one. Thank you. No, don't have another one. Gaming. Gaming. Oh my god, it is Fusion Draw. I have not seen this skill in so long. Wow, they pitched the Crysaor for that. That's really surprising. All right, so now we get to use this. Oh, wow, that is an insane rip. We get to use this Compulse offensively, which can be really sick. We're going to go Circulation here, pitch the Spark Command to draw 3, discard 1. Still have not found a Neos yet, but we did find a Flare Scarab. We've got 2 Fake Neoses into rotation. We don't need this because I don't have back row. Double Secret Order, no Neos is very unfortunate. And I can't really activate this because I can't discard the Fake Neos, and I need to keep this guy in rotation. So I think what we're going to do here, we're going to flip the Fake Neos, activate its effect. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Okay, so now we get to do a couple of things. First things first, this guy is Neos now. But this also means if we activate Neos Contact Draw, we get to add the Hero Descent back to our hand. So we're going to do that. Neos Contact Draw, we're going to ditch this Flare Scarab, draw an Aqua Dolphin, which is fantastic. Add this Hero Descent back. We will normal summon our Aqua Dolphin here. Ooh, and I can bounce. Can I kill them here? I'm sure as hell going to try. Let's Compulse one of these face downs. Do I? Ooh. Do I Aqua Dolphin to rip it out of their hand? I might just do that. I think we're going to Aqua Dolphin because I don't need all of these Fake Neoses. I actually don't need any of them. So let's rip you. Oh, get that Dark Prophet out of there. Get that guy gone. I don't want to see him anymore. All right, we'll go Pulse Neos here. So unfortunately, we are slightly off of lethal because this Sparkman is just kind of sitting on board. But we're going to pop that guy and we're going to go Secret Order here. They only have a Meteor Larva in hand, which I'm really not afraid of. Let's set the Secret Order in the Hero Descent and get swinging. We're going to put them super low. Wait, are they dead? They are dead. I forgot they took 500 from the Aqua Dolphin. Hell yeah. Nice, clean first game. That's honestly what this deck does. It just kills you into the sun immediately. This deck can get so aggro so fast. It's only going to get even better with Sky Neos. Let's see another one. All right, second game into Emi. Every Emi I have seen has been on Hero. Oh, it's the actual Emi deck. Okay. I have really been trying to find a list for this that I don't hate, so maybe they'll have something for me. This hand blows chunks. I'm going to Secret Order out this Neos. And then set 3. This hand's not doing anything else. Go ahead. Show me your worst. Please show me something cool. I really want to see this deck do cool stuff. Because I don't... Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, God. Oh, no. Ooh. Curse of the Rising Light for me is kind of interesting. All right. Dying Cat of the Cure Prodigy reveal. They can now treat all their monsters as 1 tributes for, I think, Aquas with 1,000 defense. If I remember their skill correctly. Hyosube! Kanan the Beautiful Sword Mistress. Nuvia the Mischievous. This is like the actual good card in the deck. Mills 3, boost by 2. Oh no, Mills 1 for having 3 face-up Aquas, and then adds the field spell. This field spell, by the way, is actually pretty sick. It just like gives you a differential of 400, but it's always active, unlike the... What's it called? The baseball field spell, which I think is pretty neat. Dying Cat of the Cure Prodigy gets to draw a card, show it as Ghost Cyclone, which is dead for them currently. I mean, just having like that advantage off the Dying Keto isn't terrible. Cleaning Prodigy. Where is this card from? Is this like an event drop? I don't remember where this card is from. Is it in the box? I just missed it. That's the one that gets big. Ow. Ow. All right, this is going to be a weird one. All right, so I have some thoughts. First things first, we'll go Hero Descent because this will put it in the graveyard so we can... Oh, they have a Shady back there. I wish you were a warrior. You not being a warrior is really unfortunate. Because if I do... Oh, no, like... It's not Shady. It has to be Compulse because they can't shade... Oh, I guess they can Shady their own monster. Which means I'm safe to do this. It feels bad because now my skill is kind of offline, but it means I get to go Avian Spell Tactics and blow this up. Shady. Okay. Now here's a question. Do they have another response? They don't. Heat Neos, go. This is still pretty weird. I won't lie. It's not the best spot to be in. I'll set this. I'll summon the Sparkman. And I'll Heat Neos. Not great mills, unfortunately. I don't even know why I summoned the Spark. I should have set that. Punch you. Punch you. Pass it back. I should have set that Sparkman. It probably won't matter in the long run. I couldn't out the Rainopolis. That was a weird hand. I maybe could have played it differently. I was just afraid of Shiny Shady, which I guess I shouldn't have been that afraid of it. Yeah, I could have played around that in a different way by just summoning the Sparkman second instead of the Neos, which I could have set the Neos to the graveyard, gotten the Hero Descent. Yeah, but I could have played this way better. Tutume's Dark Witch. This is like the second retrain this card has gotten, I feel like. I guess it's for the 2 different versions of Emi's deck, or Mimi's deck, rather. I don't know. I don't know why they named these characters this. I I don't remember what her original name is in sevens, but I'm pretty sure Amy's name is like Manya, which I don't know. That feels more like a name than Emi, me. Maybe I'm missing some joke on the translator part there, but I think I'm dying here, right? I'm at 1400. Set 2. I mean, they can out 2 of my guys. Is this lethal? I don't think it is. Ow. Yeah, that's 500. All right, we're somehow still alive. I don't know if we have a way to win. Well, that's decent. Let's go elemental circulation. Thunder Giant. Send you. Draw 2. Draw 3, rather. And then we're going to send... Ooh, where's my fake Neos, dog? I really need a fake Neos right now. We'll send you. I really want to do... Do I have a Neos engrave? I don't. Oh, not having a Neos engrave is so bad right now. I'm going to go Neos contact draw. I need to draw into a fake Neos, I think. Because I can Hero Descent these back. That's a normal ass Neos, dog. Hero Descent comes out. We're going to go Aqua Dolphin and Layer Scarab, I guess. I don't have anything, which means they might have a Legend Trap back there, which is scary. We'll go Aqua Dolphin, pitch the Neos, I think. Give me your monster. None of these matter. So now do I make... Probably Pulse Neos. I think Pulse is just the generally better card. And then we've got 2 back row to hope. Ooh. What is that? Oh, that's annoying. I guess that's new. I haven't seen that card. All right, let's go Pulse Neos. We're going to pop the Dianketo. And then set, and we're going to run over the Hyosube. Negate attack. Widespread. Fuck! God damn it! Why is widespread everywhere right now? I really do not know. I feel like I've seen so much widespread recently. Yep, there's the Overrush Storm. So they know one of the 2 new sets is the things to be afraid of. If they hit the middle one, then that's fine. That's the worst one. We might still not be dead. I mean, if they just go combat here, they win, but I don't know if they know that. Now comes Nuvia. This is actually a really solid showcase of my current grievances with this deck is that it really sucks not having more dedicated spell trap removal, especially like in engine stuff. I don't think I could do anything here really. I mean, I can do this, but like it's not going to change the math because they can just run over me with the normal monsters. If only you had 2600 attack. Oh well. You know what? I want to do one more. I feel like I played that one poorly. I want to run it one more time. Into Tiger. Okay, so I'll be completely honest. I played a matchup of Neos versus Music Princess like 2 days ago, and it was the sickest duel I've ever played, like ever. It was so goddamn rad. So I'm hoping we get something of similar radness to end this off. We're going to set 4, leave 1 in hand for the Shiny Shady, and see what our opponent is up to. They're going to go Breath, so they're not on the new skill. Add Botan. I will say the new stuff this deck got is really cool. I like Axton a lot. I think it's very neat. Summon Digisoon. Oh. You know what? They can do this. This is fine because this does not get piercing yet. It's just going to punch. And they do not have straight pierce set up. That's fine. I am A-okay with that. Let's draw 4. Some really good ones. So I want to use this Hero Descends first. Let's go Fake Neos. That's pretty good. We'll go Hero Descends. We're going to summon out this Aqua Dolphin. Only one. It's fine. I'm mathing out the line in my brain. First things first, chase out something back there. I'm assuming they have like a negate attack or something. But if it's shady, okay, it's not shady. I'll blow you up. We're going to go Neos. Are we going to go Neos Contact Draw? I want to get Hero Descent back, but I don't think I need to. There was some trap hole. Is that trap hole? I don't know what the hell that is. Hello. It is trap hole. All right, that's fine. Neos Contact Draw. Ditch the Neos. Add Hero Descends. Folks, this is why I think trap hole is bad right now. Hero Descends. Bring back the Flare Scarab. We will Contact Fuse these away. Back into the deck they go for Heat Neos. And then we will Secret Order from our hand to summon the Neos out of the grave, putting an absurd amount of damage on board. And because we know they don't have a Legend Trap, they will simply die. God, this deck is fun. All right. Let's hop back to the deck with the screen, and I want to give some thoughts. All right. Back with the deck, and it's not perfect. And I want to be clear, not all of it was the deck's fault. That second game was probably my fault. I probably played that entirely wrong. But this deck does have problems. Its weakness to Shiny Shady is absolutely horrendously apparent in so many scenarios. I do think it can actually kind of deal with it if you play around like your normal monsters to utilize things like Avian Spell Tactics, or try to set up for like power plays by like forcing your opponent into using a Shady if they have like one card in hand, and you put Neos on the board alongside an Aqua Dolphin. That Aqua Dolphin then threatens you discarding the card in their hand so they can't Shady. But that requires them to not have hold like a spell in their hand. It has to be a monster. So it's a little weird. Unfortunately, the answer to Shady is not as easy as just we should play more spell and trap removal, because Avian Spell Tactics also plays into Shiny Shady, where it requires you to have 2 face-up warriors on the field, or Winged Beast, but we don't care about that. That will matter when we get the Air Hummingbird stuff, but that's not for now. That's for later. It's strange, right? The potential answer to the question is staring us in the face, but it's like, it poses another question that like, is it even worth it at that point? Because your setup to out the problem also causes the problem. And unfortunately, you can't just swap Avian Spell Tactics out in this build specifically for generic back row removal like Overrush Storm or Ghost Cyclone, because those are also both limit 3. Also, shout out to, completely unrelated, shout out to Grand Extreme for still being limit 1. I don't, they're silly like that. So Ghost Cyclone limit 3, Overrush Storm limit 3, both fantastic cards, but like they don't slot into this build because Secret Order is so solid at like dealing with these weird pushes. Like sometimes there are just games where Secret Ordering as 3200 attack Neos is really important, and it is the thing that causes you to win a game on that turn. So I don't really know. This is definitely not the final version of this deck. I don't know if I'll put another deck list of this up. Maybe someone will find just a brew that plays on a different axis than this, and I will want to cover it because it just looks cool. So we'll see. Next up is probably the Gradius deck. If, keyword if, I can find a build that I like, because my current one is It's kind of the part of the video where I'm winding down, and I want to give everyone a little bit of an update on where I am in terms of video making and streaming and stuff like that. So I have been inconsistently streaming for the past like month or so, and I want to keep that up. It's been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of variety, sometimes Duel Links though, and I'm enjoying it. I don't think I'll be turning those highlights into videos. We'll see. They'll definitely be going up at the very least on my VODs channel, which is somewhere linked. It's somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but it's somewhere. As for videos, definitely more Rush Duel Links coming. I don't know if I'm gonna do another crazy edited Goha Rush Festival thing, because that takes a lot of time to do, and it's kind of time that I just don't really have, unfortunately. So that might just stay to a stream thing. We'll see. At the very least, it'll be up on the VODs channel. But apart from Duel Links, I have a couple of other TCGs that I've been trying out. I've been playing Pokemon TCG, and I want to maybe start putting up some videos about that. I think that'd be very fun. And I also have the fabled Introduction to Meadowlands video is actually being worked on. I'm still kind of up in the air on whether or not I want to just like free ride that and just like not go scripted and just kind of like have a couple of talking points that I want to go through instead of just being like this actual scripted piece of thing. But I don't really know yet. All in all, I'm excited to be back to making videos. I know I kind of do this like up and down, like I lapse back and forth thing, but I want to try to be a little more consistent, even if it's just a video a week. So we'll see. For right now, I want to thank you all so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I know I yap a lot about nonsense. Hop by the stream sometime. We have a lot of fun over there. I recently hit affiliate, and I'm working on getting more emotes and some more like general stream interaction things that I think would be pretty fun. But that is all for another time. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to be back doing another one as soon as I figure out how to make Gradius work. That's it for me, though. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.